Hey, Rudy here. Take two for those who saw the earlier one. Anyway, 17th of November. Welcome to the Daily Ninja Show. If you're new here, welcome aboard. This is where we go through the high risk, high reward shares ETF that surround this guy, the tank. We use him to build a portfolio to ride this resource bull market. I'll leave a vid at the end if you don't know about the tank. Okay, on to the show. So the tank, he's a solid start to the week. We're looking at weekly candles. So he was up just over 1%. VAS, the Australian share market, was flat. So we'll find some support down here. So the tank keeps going, kicking Mr. Vaz's backside. So CBA has broken this level of support here. Looks like it wants to come down for a little bit more here. Macquarie Group, those windmills they invested in, it's not working out too good for them. That looks pretty shit house, really. There's just no support there. S&P 500. So this is last week's candle. So that's what we call an indecision week. So there's a lot of people calling for the market to crash. Not yet. The Nasdaq. Okay, so I had a bit of a dip. Actually, we could do a daily chart so you can see. So it opened up down here, so there was panic stations, and then it got bought up. So, interesting stat, I found out Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway, went and bought a bunch of Google, which is interesting. Okay, USD gold. So I think all I'm asking for is some range trading for gold. Now just for a little, so Bitcoin. So you would have heard Bitcoin's crashing, it's all crashing, which probably means it's going to bounce from here. Anyway, sitting on a key level of support there, in case you were interested. How did our gold? So this is the XGD. So just a bit of consolidation really for the week, for the start of the week. The miners ETF. So buy the dips, buy any dips. Interesting, if you had have panicked with this drop and sold here and you buy back here, just buy and hold through this period, I say. GDXJ. So it had a wobble on Friday, opened down here and then closed up. So I expect that to continue. So in terms of our stocks, the only one that really had some get up and go was Mr. Vertex. That's my wife's phone. Anyway, Vertex came out with better than expected gold grades. So they're hoping to get up to 10 grams per tonne, which is pretty impressive. Okay, copper. Okay, the copper price just hanging on here at this tap. So at some stage it's going to rip up, but we don't know yet. So that flows through to the wire ETF. So in this one we've got Sandfire and BHP. If we look at the daily, I think you just got to be buying any dips on these. Once that copper price moves, these things will just rip. CopJ, that's the one with all our bunch of our miners, producers and developers. So again, just buy the dips. So a quick look at, so Sandfire, that's the big one. And see, they're all just consolidating, waiting for that copper price. If we look at the uranium gang, so spot price, so it's just sitting on here at this 75, 77. As I said, it's not with these I found out with these new mines that the utilities are trying to sign up agreements to, because they like to get long-term contracts. They're sort of setting them at a floor price of, so the contract's set at spot, subject to a floor of 75 and a ceiling of 130. So if the spot price does drop below, they're locking in a floor price. Because all the big producers now are basically locked them in at around $90, but a lot of them are starting to roll off, and utilities are because once they buy it, they got to cook it for a few years before they can use it. Interesting. Okay, so URANIum. So I think you just I was being a bit at few early. You just got to keep buying these dips. So if we look at the big holdings in it, so you got Cameco, so they're the big second largest producer. Got the 80 billion from Trump to build the nuclear reactors. They're sitting on support. Kaza, world's largest producer, so they're not far from support. URANJ, so again, it's better off buying when it's doing this than buying when it's doing that. So good. We can see that in Palladium. So it looks like, so this is daily chart still. It looks like Palladium's found its bottom. So I'll say that URNJ would have done the same too. Okay. Alright, the rare earth gang. So REMX, just keep buying these dips. I'd still be buying it now. If we look at the underlying, so Linus, that's where it should have been buy. So it looks like it's on its way up. MP looks like it's at its bottom. Aluka looks like it's found its bottom too. Okay. Take your medicine. So the lithium boys, girls. So lithium price is getting some giddy up. I hear it's the battery energy storage systems. So it's not really batteries for cars, it's the large batteries for storage is the big driver of lithium now. So PLS continues on its journey. I wouldn't be buying at these levels. I won't be seeing any green arrows here. It's run a bit hard. So in these situations, well, it could keep running a bit more, but it either will just consolidate sideways or come back down. So it's hold it. IGO, it's the same. Well, it's a long way from the average here. So hold it, don't sell it unless you're trading it. But that's not what I would do. But yeah, I wouldn't do any new entries at this level. Okay. Oil. Okay, so we'll go to a daily. Okay, so it's still, well, it's actually forming a bit of a flag there. We'll see. I'm still not that, I don't think it's going to crash. Again, just take a long-term picture of the oil price here. So it has a wedge and a broom, and then we're forming another wedge here. Natural gas probably hit a level of resistance here, so some consolidation or potential move down. But that doesn't impact this guy, Woodside, your retirement dividend maker. So he's just hanging here. Well, you should have bought it down here, but if you're going to buy it here, I don't have any issues, but you got to expect a pullback if it happens. Well, you can wait for a pullback, but it might not come. Santos, so Santos is looking okay to buy. The fuel ETF, so they don't seem to be phased. Now there's a few other ETFs over in America if you're fishing over there. There's this OIH, which is your oil service companies. So they're another reason I'm sort of bullish oil, because the sector doesn't seem to think the oil price is going to collapse. Actually, I had some stats for you. So I picked this up from Bloomberg. Goldman flags bullish outlook on China oil stockpiling into 2026. And we've got some other stats from the Space Cruiser. Breaking news, IEA says oil consumption could keep growing to 2050. So I don't know what news you believe. But yeah, back to the ETFs. Another one over in America is this MLPX. That was brought to me by Cricket. So it's sort of like an ETF of APA type companies, but a lovely rounded bottom with a bit of a handle here. Infrastructure in the energy systems, and XOP. So this has got US oil producers, gas producers, and some refiners in it, with a lovely cup and handle there. So it doesn't seem too bearish, the underlying stocks of these oil and gas. Okay, we go to the others. We should answer the phone. So we've got the iron ore price. So it's holding support here. So if we go to a daily chart, so we've had a nice bounce. So that seems like there's pretty good support along there. So if we look at producers, we've got MGX, they're the guys that had the rock fall. FMG, direct iron ore exposure. FEX, so they're iron ore and some mining service type stuff. CZR, just holding above resistance here. And GRR, Grange Resources, looking pretty nice. Alright, then we'll just finish off with the girlfriend. So silver, we'll go to a daily chart. Okay, so they didn't want to let her out last Thursday night. That was Friday. This is today. So I didn't think they'd let her out. So they're going to keep her locked up in the cupboard for a little bit longer, I think. But a bit like the gold price, from the silver miner perspective, I don't mind this because we're holding above 50. And you can see historically there's a 50. There's a 50, but there wasn't much fresh air breathing time there. So at this stage, we're holding above 50. So 50 can become the new floor, because the cost of production for these miners in Silj is around $15 an ounce US. So once again, like gold, once gold gets locked in at 4,000 and silver at 50, then that will re-rate the miners. The zinc price, so that's alright, it's breaking out. Lead, a bit of resistance here, but it's making the right moves. So ETP mags, that's the silver. I'd just be buying any of these dips on silver. That's a new one today, so I'd be buying SILJ. Okay, so I just keep buying. So this is Friday, so it opened down here and then closed here. But you can see we're getting pretty close, and you can see that through here. This is SILJ over the silver price. So the silver price has been outperforming the miners, and this is the miners outperforming the silver price, and the silver price outperforming the miners. So I think we're getting ready for a leg where the miners outperform the silver price. And then just for a bit of fun, SILJ over the tank. Okay, so this is SILJ outperforming the tank, and MVR has been actually outperforming since the middle of October, outperforming SILJ. But it's come down to this support level here. So I do expect SILJ to kick the tank's ass. But just shows you the tank can hold himself there. He did well. And finally finish off with XMET. Geez, we've had a few greens. Oh, that's just setting up beautifully, XMET. It's going to be soon when I'm not putting any more green arrows, and it's up to you. And the only stock that's so South 32 is the solid company that's got that zinc lead. There wasn't much action in our silver, our little babies. Alright, so that was fun doing it for the second time. Alright, see you tomorrow.